All right, everybody, welcome back to our CGDQ 10th anniversary special. Real quick before we get started with The Lion King, just want to let everybody know that I hope you're enjoying this broadcast of our, the 10th anniversary of Classic Games Done Quick. If you like more broadcasts like this, we have a bunch of hotfix shows that happen throughout the year. It's not just the 2 times a year that we stream for GDQs, or for GDQX, of course, 3 times. We do stream throughout the year, so if you like seeing more of these type of events, you like seeing our weekly shows, we have a bunch of weekly shows, consider subscribing, or you can cheer in the channel. You can also follow us on YouTube and watch an ad. That helps as well. So any sort of support you're able to give to us really helps us out so we can continue to make these broadcasts happen. So without further ado, we'll go ahead and kick things off. We have The Lion King by TheMexicanRunner, and we have McAaronIce and MetroidMcFly providing commentary. So it's all yours.
Hello. Here's the Mexican Runner. I hope you guys are having a great time watching this amazing Classic Games Done Quick 10th anniversary marathon. It's really awesome. All the great runners have been performing very well. And I'm, as Darkman said, I'm here with McAaronIce and MetroidMcFly. How are you guys today?
Welcome.
Okay. Let's just do a countdown to start the game, which is called The Lion King. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Okay. So usually at marathons, there's 2 main categories for this game. One is difficult and another is easy. And none of them was actually played at the real event, the Classic Games Done Quick. I'm gonna try here to perform that little, I don't know how to call it, skip or I don't know how to call it, but anyway, you get the point. So the main difference between the difficulties, I went for normal difficulty. The main difference is that these hyenas will take only 2 hits to be dead, while in difficult they take 3 hits, and in easy mode they take only 1. So that's the main difference. Also, another one is that in this difficulty you have 1 continue, and while in in difficult you have 0 continues and 0 lives. In this one you start with 2 lives, and in easy I believe you start with 8 lives or something like that. And this is a level that nobody
This one's kind of hard to follow. This one, I remember the first time I ever played this game, the part after this, or these parts here, when you get to these at the end, I always thought these were super difficult when I played these as a kid. I don't know, did you guys ever run into that when you first played this? It's way deceiving. When you watch it, it looks pretty simple, but I lost so many lives at the end of this level.
It gets tough, but he's gonna probably skip some of the tougher parts of it with some of these hippo jumps. I think the biggest part is the hitboxes on grabbing onto ledges and stuff is not really clear if you've never played the game before, so you end up just kind of jumping right through the animals or right through the edges of stuff and just falling to your death.
Yeah, it's just really weird. It's just really weird to see what exactly you have to dodge, right? Because it's the hypo and like some bird's nest in the tree, which is not very kind of easy to figure out due to the colors of it.
Yeah, this game's animations are so incredible, the art in it is so detailed, but sometimes that causes more problems than it helps when it comes to gameplay, because things aren't always obvious, what you can interact with and what you can't.
For sure. I mean, the parts when you have to double jump are the parts that always got me. The gist of this level, what TMR is basically doing is you have to go and roar at these pink monkeys, and so it flips them, and then you got to go all the way back to make the whole pattern work, and eventually they'll throw you all the way over.
It's like a maze, like a puzzle that you have to solve, and I believe that was a very huge mistake they did for this game, because as a kid, how hype was the movie and all that, everybody was oh my god, and you just get to this maze and it's
yeah, this is one of the very first things you do, and you could just see a kid he's just getting tossed around constantly by these monkeys with no end in sight, and they can never figure out how to make it stop.
Yeah, so that was the second level. Now we move to the third level that made a really amazing job. It's called the Elephant Graveyard, and you can see bones and skulls and all that kind of stuff, hyenas and vultures and all that. It's pretty awesome, how it And the layout they did for this one, like the gray and also like the purple color in the background is amazing. It just gives like a very nice feel, atmosphere.
It's very spooky.
Yeah. It's got a cool like parallax kind of scrolling to that background too, like with multiple layers. Technically, it's very cool.
There's a nice shortcut there too that I never knew about when I was playing this.
Yeah, I think most people never knew about those shortcuts, but yeah, it's actually faster for the speedrun too.
So the jumps when you're climbing up some of these things, you can kind of you can skip some of them, right? When you're climbing up, but it seems to be pretty precise as far as getting the right amount of air to grab things. They give you just enough distance to make it happen sometimes. Here come the hyena jumps.
Yeah, I don't know if just in case anybody is kind of confused with the life bars and stuff. The life bar is the one on the right, and then you have your war meter on the left.
Yep.
But
that's right.
You don't really use that until, I guess, later. Aside from when you're like flipping the monkeys, I guess. But
so now we are moving to the stage 4, which is the Stampede. This level, I believe, like MCA is a little bit more technical, talking about the stuff like the SNES Mode 7 cheese and all that. Maybe if you want to say a little bit more of how amazing these graphics are.
I don't even know if this. I don't think this is Mode 7, to be honest with you.
I think it is Mode 7, or it uses like a super graphics chip.
It's something pretty cool. I don't know how they did it.
I mean, I can't speak technically about it, but I mean, I do think it's cool. You know, that's all I can say.
Well,
although it's also very easy as well, right? I mean, there's a safe spot in here too, isn't there, where you can just kind of...
It's supposed to be like a safe spot. I believe it's somewhere here. Let's see if this is the one. Hey, that's the one. You can just hang it out there.
Yep, there you go.
There you go, nice.
So, so this was originally run by Frezzyman, who just like almost everything else in this marathon. He did so many different games, but he did have world record as well at the time. At least in difficult, as far as I can tell. So it was like a 16.5-minute run in difficult. This is normal, so it's slightly different, but it's the times aren't that much different between each run.
The main reason why I'm playing normal is to respect the actual run that was performed at the Classic Games on Quick. He was playing in the normal difficulty. I still don't know if it was just like a mistake or something. I don't have a clue. But anyway, there's a big skip coming up here. If I can get it, only. Ouch.
So if you take damage, then you can sometimes slip through the geometry here. So he's going to try to take damage on these spikes and slip through the edge.
I could die, or
there you go. You got it.
Nice.
Yeah, I did.
And there's another spot where you can do that as well off an enemy.
Yeah,
maybe a little dangerous at this point with your health.
Yeah, so I mean, I had the choice of either die or just keep on going. So I just decided to keep on going. Yeah. I'm gonna try a clip as well in this Hakuna Matata level that is gonna be a little rough. I don't know if I will get it because I'm gonna try the pro way. That saves a tiny bit of time, not too much. But it's just gonna come a little bit sooner, like later on.
Yeah, so this level has, I would say, the most infamous part of this game, which is the waterfall. I don't think we're going to see it for very long because Timar is quite good at it, but for most people, you could spend longer than the entirety of this run just trying to climb up this waterfall. It's so difficult.
Yeah, when Frezzyman was playing it at the Classic Games on Quick, like he spent some time here in this fall. Okay, I'm gonna go a little YOLO because there's a safe checkpoint you can take, but I'm gonna trust my skills. Never trust your skills at like marathon. Yeah, just
always trust your skills.
Okay. So basically, there is only one hit that is very difficult for me to do in that gorilla, but I got it, so it's fine.
It's gonna chase that gorilla all the way to the top, and that's that. So Timar, do you remember who had the world record when you started speedrunning this game? Because I believe you started speedrunning it maybe in 2014.
Yeah, I think it was Frezzyman still, but very soon the Chilean community kind of picked up this game. Alfredo Salsa was the first one who took the record from Frezzyman. I believe. Then Fonsoide was also playing this game, and because of that, I kind of decided to start playing this game just to check it out. I mean, at the time, like I believe at certain periods, I had the world record in Baltus, and I successfully did in Contra too. So I was like, well, let's find out new games. So one of those was Darwin Dog, another was this one.
This level, I was really... Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just going to point out, like, this is where, like, doing the slash in midair, like, really helps out, like, getting the boost. It's really similar to ActRaiser, and so I'm always interested in that because you kind of, like... How hard is the timing to do that, where you kind of get yourself a little boost so you can make those jumps?
The thing is, the slash is not that hard to time, but the jump itself is what is hard to time, since you have to jump very close to the edge. Ouch, that was bad. Let's just yeah. So,
that's
for
really
example,
cool,
oh my god, I got pinned by the monkey. Okay, only once. Yeah, it's pretty nice. So I'm gonna be doing a skip here that if you scratch twice, like it just messes up your height, and you can. Oh man!
So you're not supposed to grab this, but it's so tantalizingly close. Yeah, you can get it if just perfect.
If you just scratch long enough, finally the game is like, okay, all right,
there
you can pass.
It's definitely it's definitely hard enough that it's a run killer. You can get to that, and I've seen that stall. I've seen that stall out a lot of runs, getting stuck there.
And talking about big skips, there is one that was found in the Genesis version and then performed by Tompa. I'm gonna try to manipulate this hyena.
So this is a skip that, I mean, really, almost anybody can do this with enough practice, and I recommend it because this level's really long.
I forgot to scratch, man.
Oh, we'll go again.
I was supposed to scratch there, man.
Oh,
look, I have lives. Oh man,
yeah, we could try. It's worth it because this is such a big skip that it's worth trying again. So he's going to try to get that. Is that a hyena? It's not a hyena, is it?
Oh, it's whatever it is.
Puma.
They're all hyenas. Right?
He's going to try to get it to the edge here and do a and kind of flip him over right as in, which will clip him through the edge, and he's going to fall right to. Luckily, the end of the level is directly below here, and so he's just going to clip through the side.
Nice.
So he has finished the level, and now he just has to wait. And
at the end of this level, you just have to wait. There's nothing you can do about it. But that saves well over a minute to just skip right to the end of the level like that. It's crazy.
Yeah, and it's a tough level too, with some lava pits and waiting on scrolling across little rocks that are floating through the lava and everything. So this makes it way simpler.
My health is really low, so one hit and I die, and those hitboxes are funky. Oh!
You are focused.
Yeah, no, I'm really panicking right now because all this will be time loss. Oh! No! Okay.
And I'm monkey ass. So I have a confession, which is that I've actually never seen this movie, and I only know the story from this game. So I don't know if his change from being a young pup to an adult is so rapid as it is in this game. But suddenly he's an adult. It's pretty cool.
Pretty much.
And then all of a sudden, just whoop, launched into space. I assume that happens in the movie as well.
Yeah, that one is maybe not so much.
Man, I was just like praying to don't die. Hey, why did you went down? Oh, okay. So this level is also a maze, and you have to kill the hyenas. These are hyenas. This time, these are hyenas, not kind of pumas.
I love these guys. These are my favorite.
Do you understand their idle animation? Like, what are they doing? They got like this derpy face.
That's what they are, man. That's how they are.
They're just kind of drooling all over the place.
You gotta see the movie, man.
I guess so. I'm clearly missing something. But yeah, this is kind of like a labyrinth. You have to, each room when you go in, you have to kill these guys to leave, and then pick the right cave to go the right direction. If you go to the right ones, you can get some extra lives and things. But of course, we don't need those.
And although I do like the hyenas, this is my least favorite level. I mean, just the way that you go through all these, I'm not really a fan. Although, I guess when you know where you're going, it's totally different. But I remember the first time I played this, I thought it was absolutely terrible.
Yeah, I believe the enemies respond like if you make a mistake. So I'm gonna try like some Scar kind of skip thing. Well, I got the skip in a way, but not really. I like it's possible to make some extra damage just by jumping and scratching while approaching to a certain distance to him. So usually you have to hit way more Scar in order to trigger what makes the second phase and third phase.
Yeah, this is kind of magic.
Come on.
The way you hit Scar, and because usually, I mean, most people when they play this normally, they would be attacking him for so long to get him to move on, and so doing those specific attacks to make it go fast is such a huge time save. One thing I wanted to mention though is that a lot of these strats came from Tampa when he did a task for this. He's found so many of the strats on how to some of the skips and things like that. I know TMR used that quite a bit.
Yeah.
And he was always around to help out and give suggestions on things.
Okay, so I didn't got any of the Scar skips so far. Hey, why it doesn't move? It just didn't move like that. So what else? Like, actually, I believe President also fall where I fall in this stage.
Great homage. Very good.
Yeah, paying tribute.
Yeah,
So
to
this-
this classic games on quick run, and we're approaching to the final moment of the final fight.
So
with
this is the
Scar.
point where you get your manual and you find out that there's that throw button that you didn't know about the
and
entire game.
get ready on time.
And off he goes.
Throw him right off.
It's just like the end of Batman right here. And then
Or on the roof.
the rains come down in Africa.
15 minutes. Very
GG.
nice.
Wow, just
Yeah.
barely
Good run,
hit the estimate. If not for that fall, well, damn, I was not aware that I did the 15 minutes estimate. So first man, I don't remember what run exactly the time he had. When they stopped the time, they say like under 20 minutes. I think he was timing himself. But yeah, that's officially my PV for this category. I have never actually run this normal difficulty, and it's actually not in the leaderboards as well. So I guess that makes this category an optimal category to run at marathons, because your time is not gonna be compared to anyone's. But thank you so much, MetroidMcFly and MCA, for providing great commentary.
GG.
That's fun.
Yeah, and I will see you soon after the Ninja Gaiden run. I will be playing some contracts. I hope you guys enjoy.
Thank you so much, TMR. We'll see you in a little bit. And McAaronIce and MetroidMcFly, thank you for your commentary. So we're going to go ahead and take a short break, and we'll get set up for Ninja Gaiden.